Yo, it's the Fields Bros. So I figured I want to do a little bit of an extended review on this episode 38 because there's some more things I'd like to say. Um, I just explained the situation with the scouts and the Kenny the Ripper guy and his confrontation with Levi that's gonna happen. But I want to talk about more of the behind the scenes stuff, like what's going on with Commander Erwin right now. Um, he was, like I said, he sent a messenger last episode to tell Levi about the scouts being basically disbanded, or not disbanded, but all their activities and objectives have been canceled at the moment because they're being targeted basically. And I believe it was said last week or last episode that after Erwin sent the messenger to Levi, that he might have been picked up already by the MPs. So if he's already been picked up, are we going to see any more Commander Erwin around for a while? Or, like, is he going to be held, for, I don't know, just because he's associated with the scouts this whole time? He's their commander. So you can only assume if there's MPs after, Levi and all these guys, and they hired some Kenny the Ripper assassin guy to try to go and get these guys because regular MPs aren't enough with Levi out there. You need somebody of his caliber, if not exceeding his caliber. So yeah, that's that situation. And also there was a couple other uh, smaller details from the last episode that I didn't mention at all. Like Eren told Hanji that he this was really early in the episode. He was talking to Historia, Eren was, and he kind of just, I guess something in their conversation sparked something in his memory, and he remembered a conversation that he had between, or that he overheard between Ymir and Bertolt when they were in the forest when Reina had kidnapped them and whatnot. And he told Hanji that I remembered a conversation. And he basically wrote it all down on a piece of paper and just gave it to her. And she said she'll take a look at it later. But the conversation is probably regarding, like, I talked about this in episode 37 review, where they were talking about not remembering the person they ate when they gained uh, consciousness, I guess, of their ability. Because Ymir said that she was stuck in a Titan form for 60 years. And then all of a sudden she, just popped out of it because she ate, that person that was a friend of Annie, Reina, and Bertolt, a Titan shifter guy. So that's probably the conversation that he's talking about. So Hanji's going to read this and she's going to be like, okay, so a person a person who is a Titan is going to be stuck like that until they eat another person who is a Titan shifter. So that might spark Hanji to be like, all right, so Eren can transform into a Titan, right? And but his first transformation, at least to the audience, was like way back in season 1, episode like 5 or 6, in that range. Yes, somewhere in there. And I talked about in my review for 37 that might not have been in Eren's first transformation, even though it was implied at the time because there was nothing else we could think. But based off that conversation between Ymir and Bertolt, uh, a person has to eat another shifter before they can freely go back and forth in between. So if you can go freely back and forth in between, that means you ate a shifter by default. And like I said, Eren's dad injected him with that fluid, and if Eren turned into a Titan, like, he would have been stuck like that unless he ate a shifter. So that's what led me to believe that he would have ate his dad because he would have turned into a Titan, and there's a dude right in front of you, so like the Titan's just gonna grab you and eat you, right? So, and plus his dad hasn't been around, and I think the same thing could be applied to Annie's dad. It would seem like her dad also gave her the ability, and then in order for her to be able to go back and forth in between and be a shifter, and be able to disguise yourself and act discreetly, you have to be able to do that. So that's probably what happened to both their parents. And it also begs the question: so if you can gain the ability to transform by eating a Titan shifter, can you gain other abilities by eating just, like if you eat a Titan shifter, for example, if Annie were to, if she were to just ate Eren, would she gain like his coordinate ability at this point? Like, is all that transferred by, is eating what transfers everything like in this show? Like, that's basically what this conversation implies. That's how everything, like, that's everything right there. And if that's the case, then uh, perhaps the reason why they want to capture Eren so badly is for that reason, because if somebody ate him or whatever, they would get that coordinate ability. So I think if you look at that conversation, like the whole nature of it, like that's basically the meaning behind it, is the eating process or whatever. And that would also explain why Eren can't just like force his body to harden like Annie. Like he doesn't know how to do that. So you, it can't be done. You would have to, I guess, by this logic, you'd have to eat a person who can already harden, who's already acquired the ability, and then you gain the ability. That would seem to make more sense than just trying to just transform and trying to just harden when you don't have any clear way to do that. Like you're trying to do something you don't know how to do at all. Where if you gain the ability, then you can just instinctively do it, like any other skill. And while all this is going on, it begs the question, what's going on with Reina, Bertolt, and Ymir right now? They're supposed to, I guess they're way back by Wall Maria area. That's where they were last seen in the last episode. So, like, obviously, the scouts are all tied up with, their own ordeals at the moment. They're fighting other battles. So, I like how this season has started off with, it's not just jumping right into, Ymir, Bertolt, and Reina. There's other events going on back, in the interior. And obviously, the heart of the problem lies there potentially. So perhaps we're going to get to learn, some things I don't even know we don't even know yet. So, we were all focused on Ymir and Reina and Bertolt being, the main things, but maybe they're just, the surface. Like that's just the grunt soldiers, so to speak. Like there's way bigger fish out there, perhaps. So yeah, that's the one thing about this series. The more you know, the more you don't know anything at all. So I like to believe I'm on the right track about the Titan abilities, because that's the one area where there's been enough information out there where you can pry and really delve into it if you look closely at what the characters say, how they act. But yeah, that's the extended part of it. I'll probably make a preview for 39. So take it easy, guys. Later.